Can my wife actually cheat on me with my best friend 15 years ago? Or am I just overthinking a kiss she confessed to? 15 years ago, something happened that I can't seem to let go of, no matter how much time has passed. My wife and I were out with a group of friends. Everyone had been drinking heavily except me, so I ended up being the responsible one. One of our friends was very drunk, and I walked them back to their room to make sure they got there safely. My wife wasn't happy with me taking on that responsibility, and decided to head back to our own room. On my way back, I thought I'd check in on my best friend, whose room was just a few doors down from ours. Normally, his door would have been unlocked. This was an older hotel with physical keys, not self-locking doors. But this time it was locked. Immediately, I knew something was off. I started pounding on the door, calling his phone, waiting for him to answer. I stayed out there for 5 or 10 minutes, but there was no response. Frustrated and uneasy, I went back to my room, only to find that my wife wasn't there. When I headed back toward my best friend's room, I ran into her coming down the hall from that direction. My heart dropped. When I asked where she had been, she told me she was in his room. She said he kissed her, and that she kissed him back before stopping it. When I asked why the door was locked and why they didn't just answer when I was knocking and calling, she told me they panicked and didn't know what to do. I confronted my best friend right then, and he admitted that they kissed. But I was so overwhelmed trying to keep my rage in check that I didn't push either of them for more details. I never asked if it was only a kiss or if they were downplaying it to protect themselves. I took her at her word. I stayed, even though my gut told me not to. Fast forward 10 years. We started hitting the usual bumps in marriage. During one of our talks, I brought up the kiss, again, telling her how much it had haunted me. I admitted I always felt like she wasn't telling me the whole truth. That's when she confessed something else. A few months before the kiss, she and a friend of hers had gone to my best friend's house while I was working. They all decided to go swimming, but she didn't have a suit, so she swam in one of his white t-shirts, without a bra, and her underwear. Afterward, instead of using one of the other bedrooms in his 3-bedroom house, she and her friend both slept in his bed with him. At the time, I wrote it off. I'd slept in the same bed with her and her friends before, so I didn't want to overthink it. But after she told me this, I circled back to that night at the hotel. I asked again if it was only a kiss. She swore it was, though she admitted she let it go on longer than she should have. When I told her outright that I thought more had happened, she hesitated, just long enough to make my stomach twist, before denying it. Now, 15 years later, I still don't know what to believe. My brain screams that I was naive, that she's been lying to save face all this time, and that they probably did sleep together. But my heart desperately clings to the version where it was only a kiss, because it feels unbearable. I keep asking myself the same questions. Was I blind all along? Did my wife and my best friend have sex that night, and I just chose not to see it? Or is this really just about a kiss I've never been able to move past?